ground-based directed energy weapon, operators must fight the atmosphere. Systems like Israel's Iron Beam fire intense lasers, but those beams scatter and lose power the moment they hit dust, turbulence, or thick cloud cover. Built by Rafael, the Iron Beam generates between 10 and 100 kilowatts of power. However, because of that atmospheric drag, its effective operational range is restricted to a narrow window of 2 to 10 kilometers. The environment itself acts as a physical shield. To bypass this physical limitation, Elbit Systems is taking the hardware off the ground. They are engineering systems to mount high-power lasers directly onto fighter jets and military helicopters. Pushing the platform above the cloud layer eliminates atmospheric attenuation. By operating in clear, thin air, the weapon achieves drastically longer ranges for both offensive and defensive strikes. Elbit's vision for this technology focuses on the advanced stage in engineering. Once mature, these airborne high-power lasers will intercept and defeat multi-directional drone swarms far outside national borders. When ground-level environment limits a system's capability, the engineering answer is to elevate the platform until the friction disappears. This principle applies to data collection as well, but instead of physical weather, operators of overhead surveillance seek to bypass the friction of domestic privacy and data protection laws. To bypass terrestrial legal codes, state and commercial surveillance operators are migrating to AI-powered orbital constellations. By moving data processing into the exosphere, they operate outside the jurisdictional boundaries drawn on the ground below. Traditional overhead surveillance relied on static imagery analyzed by human eyes. The new paradigm utilizes algorithms to automatically process continuous behavioral and location data. This creates what is known in international law as the Attribution Gap. Massive amounts of behavioral data are legally harvested because the systems avoid the direct identification of any single person. Both state-run military intelligence programs and highly capitalized private commercial entities are exploiting this gap, driving the rapid expansion of these orbital networks. Shifting data processing to orbit renders current concepts of digital sovereignty and ground-based privacy frameworks structurally obsolete. The geospatial technology spectrum shows Stage 03 as traditional surveillance, Earth observation, mapping terrain with sensors. The evolutionary leap occurs at Stage 04, GIS and spatial analytics, transforming passive image collection into active predictive modeling. These systems process multimodal data in real time to forecast future movement, shifting the orbital platform's role from a passive historical archive to an active predictor. This shift is driven by specialized hardware currently in orbit. State-operated platforms like India's RISAT-2B and China's Gaofen 7 provide the multimodal data necessary for this advanced spatial analytics layer. Private commercial constellations, such as America's SkySat and Hawkeye 360, gather and process this predictive analytical data to sell on the open market. This technological shift disconnects surveillance from human oversight. Autonomous black box algorithms have replaced human analysts, processing mathematical patterns that no person could interpret at scale. These algorithms are fed by specialized sensors, starting with X-band synthetic aperture radar, or SAR. Platforms like RISAT-2B use SAR's active radar to map high-resolution terrain reconstructions, regardless of weather, darkness, or cloud cover. The second modality is RF signal geolocation, used by private constellations like Hawkeye 360. By tracking the electromagnetic wave frequencies used for communications, operators map the invisible electronic footprints of devices and vehicles across vast geographic areas. Military-grade electro-optical systems, like Israel's OFEC-16, capture high-resolution visual data. When fused with SAR scans and RF heat maps, these modalities create a single, unified digital twin of the target area. Artificial intelligence processes these three data streams simultaneously. The algorithms detect correlations and behavioral patterns that a human analyst, restricted by processing time and cognitive limits, would never spot. Multimodal fusion creates a predictive behavioral map of an entire population. These systems track the flow of people and machines with extreme precision, without ever needing to capture a recognizable human face. Why is the continuous, algorithmic tracking of civilian movement legally permissible under current domestic and international frameworks? This matrix illustrates the exact relationship between modern satellite capabilities and specific legal statutes. By mapping technical functions to the legal code, we find where the law fails. India's Digital Personal Data Protection Act is a legislative framework governing the processing of digital personal data. However, the DPDPA contains a systemic loophole. Section 2T rigidly defines personal data as information about an individual who is identifiable by that data. Orbital AI circumvents Section 2T entirely by focusing on the aggregate. Since the system outputs crowd density and behavioral patterns rather than a specific person's name, it legally avoids classification as personal data. Section 43A of the Information Technology Act of 2000 is equally ill-equipped. The statute was calibrated for traditional network security breaches on terrestrial servers, offering no mechanism to regulate extraterritorial algorithmic processing in space. We see further failure under the DPDPA, Section 16, regarding automated decision-making. AI outputs from these satellites can deny disaster relief or services based on an algorithmic assessment, removing human accountability from the decision. The 1967 Outer Space Treaty, which forms the basis of international space law, is also obsolete in this context. It focuses strictly on state-to-state military weaponization, completely ignoring the proliferation of unauthorized commercial surveillance. By tracking the macro pattern rather than the micro-person, AI satellites operate inside a massive blind spot of black-letter law. If the system never technically identifies the individual, the legal definition of a privacy breach is moot. This blind spot creates a severe problem with extraterritorial data processing. Foreign commercial satellites harvest domestic behavioral data, yet that data is processed on servers located outside the target nation's jurisdiction. Legal scholars apply the theory of contextual integrity to this problem, defining privacy as the right to ensure information flows appropriately within its proper context, rather than a binary state of secrecy. Stripping away that contextual integrity creates a dual national security risk. It enables covert foreign espionage and the continuous, unregulated exposure of a nation's critical infrastructure. Relying on outdated laws leads to technological determinism. In this state, rapid engineering advancements dictate legal boundaries and possibilities, rather than the law preemptively regulating the technology. Without jurisdictional authority over the orbital space directly above its territory, a nation's digital sovereignty is merely an illusion. To close the attribution gap, lawmakers must abandon reliance on the 1967 Outer Space Treaty and the restrictive, person-focused definitions of traditional IT law. Structural reform requires mandatory human rights impact audits for high-resolution AI satellite missions before launch, ensuring data parameters respect civilian rights. We also need an independent international geospatial oversight authority with investigative powers to align orbital activities with UN guidelines. These oversight mechanisms would specifically target the algorithmic outputs and behavioral aggregations that currently slip past the DPDPA Section 2T loophole. Just as defense contractors realized they must move lasers into the sky to achieve their goals, lawmakers must elevate their regulatory frameworks to the orbital level to protect fundamental human rights.